Exercise 1. This should be the spreadsheet that you're looking at. Remember that our tabs are down here. If you're not looking at the right one, make sure that the exercise 1 tab is, just click on it. We want to find the final mark for Carla, Joe, Frances, and Beth. So to calculate that, we're going to click on the final mark. Then we go into the formula bar and we start with our equal sign. We want to add up the 3 marks, the 45, the 92, and the 52. And we do this by the cell. So we start with a bracket, and we're going to go B2 plus C2 plus D2. We're going to close that bracket. We're going to divide by our total, which is 220, and then we're going to multiply by 100 to get the percent. And when we put that in there, we have the 86%. Okay, and we can see that little d that I had typed in, it actually replaced it with the big D when it defaulted out. Joe, we could do the same thing, but I'm going to show you a little bit of a time saver here. Again, this is the cell that we're putting the formula in, equals. We need a bracket to put in our 3 numbers that we're adding. Instead of typing in B3, we can just click on the cell and it puts it in for us. Plus C3 plus D3. Close the bracket, divide by our 220, and then multiply by 100, and the computer gives us 83. I have set up these numbers to default to the full nearest percent. We can change those settings later on. And I'm also going to show you a quicker way of putting in these formulas. So I'm just going to start with this one right here with Frances, and I'm just going to do exactly the same thing as I did with Joe. 48 plus the 72 plus the 45, close the bracket, divide by 220, and then multiply by 100. And the same thing with Beth, equals B5, whoops, I need to put that in a bracket, B5 plus C5 plus D5, close the bracket, divide by 220, and multiply by 100. For the average, the easiest way to do this is to use the built-in function for average, equals, type out average, bracket. Now we want the average between E2 and E5. And the quickest way to do that is actually if we click on the E2, hold our cursor down, hold our mouse down, it actually puts in E2 to E5 for us. You can close that bracket, press enter, and it figures out our average for us.